Welcome to the Your Opinion Doesn't Matter podcast. I am one of the hosts, actually the only host here, Mr. Lamont, and I'm here with a good friend of mine, Lem. How are you doing, bro?
Doing good.
Nice.
Happy to be here finally.
Finally, man. You know, our friendship goes over like how many decades, man? Like four decades.
Yeah.
We go far as
Going
back.
almost the fifth.
Yeah, we go far back as when there was Manufactured Hanover Trust Bank. Our first day in class, or first week in class, you know, our parents both our mothers worked at the bank, and they used to have these pencils, and
We didn't know at the time. We didn't know at the time that they worked in the same
Yeah,
bank.
we didn't know. Only thing we knew, we didn't know until after. Be like, hey, we had a special pencil that said Manufactured Hanover Trust Company, and it was black, you know. And I said, I thought I was the only one with it, and then I seen one on this table. I said, yo, you stole that from me.
Yeah, it's almost spurring the fight.
Yes.
Almost spurring the fight.
Yes, and that was like, what grade we was in?
Third grade.
Third grade, man. Third grade. It's good to see you, man. Good to see you, man. Now we have kids my daughter's in first grade.
My son is in third grade the year we met.
Nice. Yes. So yeah, how's things going, man? I see you on the soccer van. You're not the soccer dad now, right? With the all the different sports like equipment in the back trunk for your son.
Yeah, man. It's different on this go around than the others. I mean, I became a father for the first time in my 20s. Mm-hmm. And then I had another child in my 30s. And I had him in my 40s. So parenting now has been a little different for me. It's almost like I slowed down, had him later. So it was almost like he's a grandchild. I always make the joke. Any child you have after 40 is your own grandchild.
Facts.
So the way I parent him is even more hands-on. I was always hands-on, but it's even more hands-on with him. Because he pretty much gets a large percentage of my time. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's a different way.
For me personally, like I have my first child in the 40s. My daughter right now, you know, and I'm like, Dad, what took me so long? I didn't join the party with y'all, but I guess I wasn't ready, man. The timing is everything, man. I don't regret it.
No, not at all.
No
but
way.
I mean, in many respects, you know, I think even before we had children, you and I, as far as what we represented in our community, we were always parenting.
Oh, that's a fact.
We were parenting people that were our peers.
Facts.
You know, so a lot of your time was invested in parenting people that you didn't bring into this world. Yeah. So, you know, that part of that aspect of who you are, you know, you were a father before you had a child.
Right. So one of the things that he's referring to slightly is the nonprofit that we started in 2009, called Working Wonders Starting Home, man, and that was a journey in itself, from tutoring, and then in 2008, then for 2 years, and then 2010 we started with the basketball, and then this is when we really started having them like be fathers for these kids, man. Kids coming to the program, out of like so many kids, only two fathers ever showed. It was only mothers. Matter of fact, a lot of them would just come to the park. There's like nobody dropped them off. Yeah. Maybe a few mothers sprinkled here and there, but we basically had to ask them how they doing in school and so forth and so on, and really care about their well-being. You know?
Right. Well, what was happening is, the thing is, people will be magnetized to that. So people see you in the park with kids. It happens now, and it's just me and my son. If I'm working out with my son, you'll have other children come over, or sometimes parents, and hey, you're a coach. Like, I'm just really working out with my son at this point. And once people see that kind of positive energy, and you're working with children, they're magnetized to it. Yeah. And I think that's what was happening when that program first started. They see a couple kids, and they see two gentlemen navigating or teaching them anything.
The floodgates is open.
Exactly. So
floodgates is open.
it became that kind of situation.
Yeah, it was a learning experience. It's a learning experience, man. We learned a lot from that, and you learn some things like, okay, these kids are not mindful about the time that we put in, that they don't really, a lot of times they don't respect it, because I look back and I'm like, we had a group of kids from 2010 to 2014, 15, and once they started going into high school, certain things like that, and I'm like, they knew, I know they probably was aware that another group of kids is coming in. I was like, dang, none of them came back and checked for us. None of them came back and checked for us. And I'm like, wow, we was there for them, driving them to games. I remember I was driving these kids to go for a workout for a college, and my truck broke down. And we are like, I'm talking about no brakes. And we like cruising, like the Flintstones with the car. We just going slow. And then the stuff that we went through, man. And but anyway, I wouldn't change that. I wouldn't change that, man. I wouldn't change that. But right now, I'm volunteer at Kings Bay Youth Organization. I've been there 12 years. Doing my thing there 12 years. Where my nephew, he started at 5. Now he's 17. Mm-hmm. He's 17, and he quit on me for us with basketball. I mean, but these kids don't understand is that we want you to do this so you could get a scholarship.
But the thing is, man, and that's the disconnect. Mm-hmm. Like with us, when we were coming up, there was a generational gap between us and our parents. Yeah. Right? That was more or less the disconnect with us and the parents. It was a generational gap. Now the disconnect is a sense of entitlement with these kids. Like you said, they didn't pay homage, or they didn't show respect and come back. It's because they think they're entitled to our time. Mm-hmm. Whereas we didn't get much time from parents. Parents didn't even listen to children. Right. People didn't really help you with homework. Mm-hmm. They'll ask you if you did it. Right. We sit and do homework with these kids. Mm-hmm. We give them our time, and in many respects, they have a self of entitlement. There's a lot of different factors as to why, the internet, all of these things that are instant gratifications, it changes the mentality of the child. Right. So now with that sense of entitlement, you take things for granted, right? That's a fact. Whereas with us, we would have wanted people to be in our corner. We eventually had coaches and people that were in our corner that supported us. Mm-hmm. But not every step of the way like a parent. Yeah. You see how we're parenting differently now? Yeah. We're every step of the way with these kids, from homework to every basketball game. When we were playing ball, what happened? Nothing. We had to go to the train. We would be in Manhattan, Queens, Staten Island, the Bronx, Long Island in one day. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 3-4 games, different places on the trains. Now, with our kids, we're like, just get in the car. Yeah. We're going to drive them to these games. Mm-hmm. I just went with my son to Pennsylvania. I went to Maryland. I'm driving him back and forth to his games, and that type of support we didn't get. Yeah, I'll come up. We didn't get that support. Me and you we played together in the Chicklet League. That's what I call it. We was playing in junior high school. We was in Lindsay Park, Clavers. Name some other ones. I just gave this joke. D Plaza. I gave my wife this joke the other day because I said, when we first played, Flood, our first coach, he drove us to Williamsburg, to Lindsay Park, Williamsburg, Greenpoint area. And I remember like 2-3 weeks in, he called us and was like, I can't meet you guys because I have another game. You're going to have to get there on the bus. And I called you and I said, Mont, we got to take the 44. You say who? I ain't going over there. If Floyd ain't picking us up, I ain't going. You eventually went. Uh-huh. But that's another conversation. Mm-hmm. Williamsburg today was not Williamsburg then.
Oh, no way.
At that point, Williamsburg, there was missing street lights. You had to be out of there before it got dark. Yeah. Not this gentrified monster we see now. It's totally different surroundings than it was back then.
Yeah, and the difference then for us with ball is like we had a different level of hunger coming up. Like like in the parks, like say if it was raining, we'd literally bring a broom to the park, like say, and then sweep the floor to play. Or if it was snowing, we'll take a shovel and this is facts.
Yeah.
Kids nowadays, it'll be a beautiful day. They're not outside. They're not out. It's not like it's Cali, like the weather's so humid. They'll be in the gym.
Played ball with gloves on.
Yeah.
Played ball where I couldn't feel my fingers.
Yeah.
Shoveled snow. Played in the rain.
Yeah.
Winter coats on. Whatever it took to get out there and play. And not to mention, our favorite court was full of glass and rubble.
Right.
He was maneuvering through glass and rubble to play basketball. Just a different desire to get better.
And the options was they had football. We was playing football.
Play football as well.
We had the remember that guy who used to come and just throw the baseball? That tall light skinned dude.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
He was the only one I seen that actually was like practicing, man.
And homeboy who passed away recently too, Donovan.
Oh yeah, Donovan.
It was him and Donovan. What's that brother's name?
I forgot his name. He's pretty tall.
Yeah. He was with Dexter and Ant Foreman and them. They was also baseball players.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man. So man, I'll fast forward, man. This has been a rough year, man. I can't wait for this year to go, man. I need this year to I don't want to say go. I just can't wait to I don't even know the proper words to say.
Yeah, man. You know what? It is what it is. This was a real. This year took a toll on us emotionally. Me in particular, I lost over 10 people this year, and when we were young, people would be dying by the gun, right? And that was tragic, obviously, to go through that kind of turmoil and those kind of situations where people just pass away right away. Now it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
We got older, that street stuff is out the way, but now people are dying because of health reasons. Not taking care of yourself. Not in all predicaments did that happen. Some were health related. Some is just due to age, sickness, whatever contributed to your body just giving up.
Yeah.
So it's even more of a reason to be real conscious of that. Yeah. Your diet, your health, what you're putting into your body, exercise. All of those things are factors that are becoming a real necessity at this age.
Yeah, I mean, because I was trying to get out of 2023. I was like, "Tag, let me get it on," because I went through my health scare, with my lungs, on bilateral lung condition, blood clots in both my lungs, and I was like, "Dang, I got to get out of it." And then as soon as the new year started, then boom, a friend, then another friend, then another friend, but the one that really, really, really get to me now, like still, is Clinton. Yeah. That right there is like that was blow.
A tough one. That was a real tough one because and that's to tell you how the human body works, right? And by all appearances, the outside shell of him, he looked like he in top physical condition. Right? Yeah. Working out all the time, 6-pack abs. Body looks fit from the outside, but it's still important to get your inside checked.
You gotta go see it. Listen, you gotta. What's that, colonoscopy?
The colonoscopy.
Yo, you know why? I just did mine probably like 2 years ago, right? You know what's so bugged out why I never did it? I thought that you would have to be awake for that to happen. I thought you had to be awake. I said, hold on. I said, hold on. You're gonna put a tube in my butt and I'm up? Oh no.
Bruh.
I said,
man.
I said no. I said that's why I didn't do it. I thought I had to be up.
No,
I thought I had to be awake.
That's something else. That ain't a procedure. That's a procedure.
That is more than an enema. That's something. That's another level right there, kid.
Oh man.
Yeah,
that
man.
is some funny
and as soon as I said, "Oh, word," you don't. I was like, "Oh shoot, man." That's
that's a serious thing. I did one some years ago. I have another one coming up in January. It's not the most pleasant thing, even though you're knocked out. The prep before it is a little difficult, but the seriousness of colon cancer cannot go without, attention. One of our pioneers in the hip hop world just passed away from colon cancer.
Clark Kent?
Clark Kent. Clark Kent passed away. So many other people we know passed away. A couple close friends of ours. Rest in peace to our close homie who passed from that, man.
Yeah, man.
Nigel Giltz.
Yeah, man. Nigel. Scooty passed away. Our boy Raj passed away. Clint passed away. Man, the thing about Clint passing away, man, I didn't feel that much pain. It's like until like that took me back to 2016 when my mom passed. I think about him. I was thinking about him every day for like, this happened 7 months ago. I was thinking about him every day for like 2 months straight. And every other day I be thinking about him a lot. I be thinking about it a lot. That's a blow. And, I just be only thing that I could compensate overcompensate for is that I have my daughter to love.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, her love is going to shine through and help me through all of these different things, and my family, my fiance, my stepson and stuff like that. But the thing is about we gotta keep pushing on, man.
Yeah, man. But that's important. They say like in order to first face any adversity, the best thing to do is to pour into your loved ones, especially your kids. They give you a different type of focus at this point, and as much as friends as we lost, there's new life coming into existence. Right.
Yeah.
And it's just important to savor those memories. Don't be afraid to talk about it. Like we're talking about health situations of these same people that passed away. If we put the message out there for those preventative measures, then it can help someone else. Yeah. So their lives are not in vain.
Yeah.
So it's important to still discuss the manner in which they pass, and how can we do what we could do as a community to help with preventative measures. Yeah.
Yeah, people out there, go see the doctor, man. Don't be scared of the doctor, man.
Absolutely.
Don't be scared of the doctor, man. But yeah, man, moving along, man. What's your thoughts, man? A lot of things going on in the news, man. Your boy, the Diddy parties, I don't know. Did you go to any of them Diddy parties? Did you go to any of them Diddy parties?
I didn't go to any Diddy parties.
We went to hundreds and hundreds of parties.
I didn't go to any Diddy parties.
For sure I didn't head up for that. Not that way.
No baby oil.
No, none of that, man.
Honestly, I say this, man. I'm not defending none of his actions or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I have to be honest in the fact that the way he's being crucified, white men in his position don't get crucified that way, right? If we look at it, all of these guys that were accused of predatory actions, they got bailed. Why is he not getting bail?
Them two guys from
they got bail. Let's think about it. He deserves bail, even if he is guilty. Give him bail.
Not if he got at them kids. I'm not
talking about kids, man. I'm just talking about the legal system. Right. It shouldn't be altered.
Right,
for a black man.
Yeah, it's good for the geese, it's good for the goose.
Yeah, he's supposed to be. Geese, right. Let this man get his bail, and allow him to set the opportunity to defend himself. I'm not defending any of his alleged actions. Yeah, because at this point it's alleged actions.
Alleged, yeah.
Right.
That Cassie thing is not alleged though. He kicked the ass.
No, yeah. That's a domestic dispute.
Yeah.
But even a man that's in a domestic situation like that is granted bail.
Right.
Right. If it's a white man, he's granted bail. Right. So, as far as that's concerned, we'll let the legal system pan that out. But I just think it's unfortunate that things are catered differently when it comes to a black man.
What's your thoughts when you heard about fly chick in? Man, they could look at that as sex trafficking and shit. That's so it's crazy. I'm like, yo, I've been doing that.
Nah, man. Listen, once it's not underage, man, if there's two consenting adults, then I can't see that as being that, Those things become that when you're in the public light and you are in the public light and you're affluent in the public light, regardless to what it is. Like, I don't know the specifics. I guess we'll find that out legally. But at the end of the day, when you are in the public light and you have money, you are a target.
Because how they making it look is like that sex trafficking, even if it's a prostitute, she's of age, she's a prostitute, they still consider that sex trafficking. But I don't know if
with the intention of sex, crossing state
right
lines.
Because
but if it's a consenting adult and they're crossing state lines to partake in sex voluntarily, I don't see how it's sex trafficking.
I mean, the girl could say no.
Well, that's when it becomes sex trafficking. Yeah. If it's against their will.
No, I mean, no. If you're paid for a service, it's I believe that's how they spinning it. They're spinning it in a way, sex trafficking, because it's a different type of thing.
Right.
If it's kids, it's not called sex.
Right.
I don't know
what
it's called.
It's called sex trafficking if it's children too.
It's like, but they raising
paid for a service, right?
But that's what I'm saying. They remixing it to fit for Puffy. Like, all right,
this is what I'm
you
trying
gave
to
these
say.
chicks a Birkin bag or some shit.
This is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
This is what I'm trying to say. Because of who he is, this public figure with a lot of money, it becomes that. But when you posed the initial statement or question, you said, well, can it be considered that if we flew a woman out and took her shopping? She knew what she was doing, right? So with that being said, it's hard. That's where it becomes a legal matter, right? Now you have to get the definitions of these laws and see how it specifically he violated these people's rights or he partaked in prostitution across state lines, right? So at that point, it's a legal matter.
Yeah, it's a legal. But and they pulling your boy Jay-Z in, man. Jay-Z and it's a minor. It's a minor. This is
that's the thing, man. These are all allegations.
But then you know what he's saying. It's allegations. But I think in the statement or somebody was saying is like, listen, how do you sue first? If it's a crime, it's a crime. How do you sue a person first?
This is exactly
and
what
then
I'm saying.
Go from 20 years ago, you sue recently. A couple months ago, but then now you want criminal. You want to do criminal.
You had to think. You had to think that. I hate to use this terminology that the sharks were going to come in the water because these guys have money, and it's civil cases that are turning into criminal cases.
Yeah.
Right. So they start off civilly. So civil is money.
Yeah.
It became criminal because now. The DAs is going to be like, wait, there's a lawsuit for this. Let's follow up. Is the statute of limitations over on this case? So that's what's going to happen. But a lot of it was spawned by money, man.
Yeah. A lot of it is
spawned by money. I'm not saying these individuals weren't taken advantage of, but the premise of what's happening now is spawned for the actual money part of it, unfortunately.
Now, and speaking about money, right? That's we pivoted into another situation. I'm asking you a question. So is it okay for your women to have conversations with men at a bar? Do you think what's your thoughts on that?
I think they don't know, but I think my perspective on this. I'm a secure individual. So if my mother, sister, wife, whoever the case may be, is having a conversation with someone of the opposite sex, I'm not intimidated by that. I'm depending on the circumstance. I'm not intimidated by someone buying my wife a drink and her accepting it. We're all adults, right? We're all adults. If I try to monitor a woman's actions, then I'm an insecure man. That should be left up to her to make the decision on the surround. Now, I'm not saying a guy's coming up and making sexual advances on her immediately and, hey, take a drink, and you know what comes with the drink. Not that kind of behavior.
Right.
I'm talking about the behavior in which she's just having a conversation with another person who has good energy just like her. He offers her a drink. They're having a conversation. They're conversing. I see no problem in that.
Yeah, I do.
You have a problem in that?
I got a problem with that.
Why?
I think look how we was when we was doing.
No.
We got
how you were.
You too.
Hold on. I'm saying
I'm talking about when we was in our 20s.
No, but what I'm saying is, even with that being said, not every conversation. So this is what we're going to talk about now. Men, I was having this conversation the other day. I think it's a challenge. A woman should have a challenge with men that don't have platonic female friends.
Say it again.
women should have a challenge being with a man who doesn't have any platonic female friends.
So you saying,
You know why I say that?
So you're saying, let me clear it up for the people.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying is that a woman should look at a man bugged out if he doesn't have no female friends.
Yes. Yes. You know why? Because I don't think anybody, man or woman, that doesn't have platonic friends of the opposite sex is a well-rounded, complete individual. Because how do you now not accept the other gender into your life to get perspective, analysis, and understanding, and also for your conversations not to be sexually driven? It's imperative that man or woman have opposite sex platonic friends. That's the only way you're complete. If not, you're looking at everything one-sided.
So you're saying, okay, if you're like say me right now and my fiance, so I'm supposed to be able to be like, hey, she's talking to her homeboy on the phone or something.
Well,
like
she
that.
can. I'm not saying it has to be the type of relationship that's an everyday conversation, but in order for her to get perspective, she should have some sort of male friend,
So then-
whether it be befriending one of your friends.
So hold on. The only way she could gather perspective is by talking.
Yes.
No, I don't want her to get.
No, you see, you're insecure.
It's
man.
not. It's not about me being
Yes, you are
insecure.
insecure. There's a reason why I'm saying that.
Right.
How, if she needs to discuss a matter, right? There's certain things that she needs to discuss and get a male's perspective
No,
in
I
order
get
to
it.
understand you.
I get it.
And understand you.
Right.
Where's she getting that from? She's not going to get it from you.
I'll tell you where.
You're too subjective. She needs an objective point of
I
view.
tell you where.
Where?
A therapist.
No, that's still not. That's
A therapist.
objective. That's the objective, but that's internal.
Yeah.
She needs. Listen, why I'm saying that.
No, I hear you. I hear you.
A therapist can help her work through her problems.
Mm-hmm.
It's still good for her to be able to bounce stuff off of. It doesn't have to be an external male friend. It could be an uncle.
Yes,
It can be a brother.
okay.
But
All
I'm
right.
just saying. But those are platonic friends. So even if it's different, even if it's not someone in the family, because they're also subjective. So they might not be given an objective view.
Right.
Talking to an uncle, this is why I'm trying to
Because
say.
he's gonna favor. He'll
Yes.
favor the niece.
Yes.
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 And he'll be like-
even if, and that's what I'm saying, even if, like, I have friendships with some of my friends' wives that are obviously platonic. They're like sisters to me.
Right.
When they come to me, and we're having discussions, I know I try my best to be objective, but I am still subjective because I'm not going to tell them, even if I believe it to be true, you need to get out of that situation. I won't do that because I'm subjective. I'm going to say, listen, I want you guys to work because I love both parties. So that's why I'm still too internal, even though I'm objective. And I'll go and talk to a friend or talk to a cousin and tell them, yo, listen, you messing up. But I'm still subjective. Sometimes they need an objective person.
That's when the therapist come in for me.
No, therapy is internal work, man. A therapist can't tell her what to do when it's regarding you.
So how can another man tell her what to do when it's in regards to me? What's the
I'm not
difference?
saying that he has to tell her what to do, but to get a perspective.
Yeah, but why a therapist can't give us perspective? A male therapist.
I don't think a therapist's function is for that. A therapist's function is not to be someone's friend.
Yeah, but that's why it would be more objective because they don't have no skin in the game. You could have a better. They'll be like they cannot. They don't know him. They don't know her.
They're gonna give you therapeutic advice in a 1 hour session.
No, I mean
and not a friendship. Monty.
I get what you're saying.
All right, so I'm gonna give you. Let's redirect this.
You saying it needs to be more intimate.
Let's strip it back down to when we started this conversation. Do you agree or disagree that it's important for a man? Because this is what I really mean by this. We going on a tangent. Men who have female friends, platonic female friends. There's a purpose for that in life. One being to get a female perspective on thing without a sexual element. Do you know why that's important to us? Why do you think that might be important to men?
I don't know. You tell me. I have a thought. Go ahead.
So sex is not the only thing that drives us to have a relationship with women. If we can conquer that, and no, this is just a woman who's platonic. I'm not even looking at her in this way. that controls not only just our sexual energy, the energy the need to control women. And that's what we're talking about here, trying to control people because she wants to have a drink with a man. All of these things is control over women. In order to eliminate that control and to put them on an equal playing field is viewing them just like you view a male friend. And that's why these kind of relationships are so important to evolving as a person, how you view women, how you treat women, how you maneuver around women. That's why, there's so many men out here. Honestly, that's why I get along so well with females, right? Mm-hmm. And me getting into a relationship or meeting women have never been that much of a challenge as other men because I don't have to walk over and try to kick it to you or talk to it's because I have platonic female friends, straight platonic. Some of these female friends I had relationships with them. So I could see the fear of what men feel like, man, what if she was with him before intimately? So what? There's women that I have been with intimately that I've attended their weddings and their husbands know. It depends on how you are and how you maneuver as a person, bro. You can have like my wife, right? Not to air you out, but that's to tell you how it's important to evolve as a person. My wife had a relationship with a person I know, right? He's a friend of mine. I don't feel any way about that. In all actuality, I'm like, he's a nice guy because I know him personally. But some men can't get past that because they're worried about their position in a woman's life. You shouldn't be concerned with that. And I'm not saying that past don't matter at all. But guess what? I'll say this, right? Because it could go both ways. There's people that we've been with and women have been with that our mates would be like, really? You was with that person? Mm-hmm. Right? As opposed to knowing, yo, that dude was a cool dude, or that's a nice girl. I could see why y'all was together. And it also deals with how that relationship was built. I'm not talking about, they had each other in the bathroom stall once. You might not want to know about that. I'm talking about where someone actually cared for the person you was with, right? And this friendship because it's friendship and nothing more. But all of those things are entities based on what I'm talking about. Being able to know that there's a friendship from the opposite sex, it changes your mentality about that sex, bro. It just does. It's psychological.
I believe in a clean canvas. And
what does that mean?
That means that, okay, my past is my past, your past is your past. And listen. And listen. Listen, I say only male friends she have, they gotta be gay. That's it. It's impossible. It's impossible to have, and I'm gonna tell you, let me tell you why. Because I went through a situation before. The girl had her shoulder to cry on, which is a close friend.
Yeah, we know those
and then
things
what
happen.
happened, and then boom, bam, boom. No,
yes, but we know those things happen.
Those things happen. So listen, you eliminate it. You eliminate.
No, but you never do. That's the thing.
Well,
my uncle gave me a story once, right? He told me, rest in peace. Rest in peace, Uncle Gas. He was one of the most prolific, intelligent, wise men that I ever knew. He said, nephew, let me give you the story about this woman. He said this woman husband used to bring her to work every day, pick her up from work every day. You know when she horn him? At lunchtime. Because you can't stop somebody.
You can't stop.
No matter what
happen.
precautions you put in or barriers you put in, people gonna find a way to do what they want to do.
But don't you believe in lower the probability? Like say this,
No.
If you have,
You know
to.
how? You know how you lower the probability? By being a well-rounded
in
by
general,
being a well-rounded
being
mate.
wise. Because think about it. Like say there's a highway. You're not going to take a chance and just run it across. You're going to figure it out. Okay, I can't do it here. Oh, this car, because things is moving pieces. Oh, that car's going fast. Oh, this, that, and the third. You're not going to just jump out there. You got to plan and you got to make sure things is right before you go across that street.
Absolutely. And you know what that's called? Work within your home. That's you and her having an open, honest conversation about life and fulfilling every single aspect of that. That means mind, body, and soul.
I hear you, bro.
If you fulfill all of those, and there's an open line of communication in your relationship, there's a less likelihood of that happening. And let me tell you something. We don't own anybody's sexuality.
No way.
And they don't own ours.
We don't.
Right?
Yeah.
So by that being said, even if problems arise in a relationship and an individual comes, either man or woman, and say, listen, man, things are getting tough. Things are rocky right now. What do we do to put it back on track? If there's no movement on direction positively, then there's another conversation that needs to be had.
Right.
Yo, this is making me feel a certain way, and I'm looking at other people, right? The reason I'm talking about healthy, even when things are deteriorating, still having a healthy relationship to have a conversation, right? You're talking about what I believe you're saying is like, yo, I want to limit this from happening, You can't limit that. The only thing you could do is have a healthy enough relationship for your partner to express to you when there's discontent and they want the relationship to get better. And if it's not, to tell you it's deteriorating.
Right.
Eliminating obstacles in form of woman or man, you can't do that.
I'm going to just say, I'm not over the top, bugged out or nothing like that. I don't go through phone. She don't go through my phone. We have a cool relationship. I don't even, it's not like what I'm saying. It's like I tell her, oh, you got cut your friends off.
I get you.
She's already in a place where she has her own thing going on. Mm-hmm. I'm in a place where I got my own thing going on. I do have a couple of friends, and the friends that she do have happen to be gay because she's a because she's a hairstylist and her coworkers are usually.
Do you have platonic female friends?
Yeah, I do.
Exactly.
And they know her.
Right.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, I would never go to them and ask their opinion for her. I would never do it. You don't have to ask. See, I don't even want their perspective. I won't even want their perspective because you know what? The worst kind of perspective is a perspective from a person who's not even in that perspective.
No,
in that situation.
It depends on what you see. I'm not talking about discussing massively intimate details.
Right.
I'm talking about perspectives because, dude, we grew up in a chauvinistic world, man. And I'm not even talking about just the world. I'm talking about in our communities. In the West Indian community, we grew up chauvinistic. We're victims of that, you and I. So some of our perspectives are distorted like the one we're currently discussing right now. Because you have a distorted perspective, man.
Not really.
We'll let the viewers decide. You have a distorted perspective in the sense that you're saying your woman can't have any male friends unless they're gay.
No,
that's a distorted perspective.
I'm kind of extreme, right? I mean, it just
so what happens. I'm saying to you.
No, what it is.
I'm not
is that,
shunning you. I'm saying that's your perspective.
No, what I said. I mean, listen. If I'm getting into a relationship, right? But I've been in with her for years, so it's a different type of ball game with her. Me and her started as friends. We was friends for years and got into a relationship. So it's different. This is a whole different thing. So but. If I'm like say I'm starting a new relationship, I don't even want to talk like that. But anyway, Joe Blow is having a new relationship, and next thing you know, he meets this woman, but she has 10 guy friends.
Come on, man, that's excessive, bro.
Yeah, but listen.
Come on, you're going to a ridiculous point now.
But hold on. So what's the difference between 2 and 10?
No, but it depends, and it depends on the nature of the relationship. But you're trying to be excessive. Yes, you're trying to say 10 guys, Joe Blow. Come on,
so
bro.
what's the difference between if it's platonic, it's platonic? What's the difference between 10
that's
and 2?
fine. That's fine. But I see where you're going with this. 10 friends. She might have 10 friends.
Right.
She might have 10 friends. Yo, listen. It depends. First of all, let me explain this, and let's be very candid, and I'm trying to get to the nitty gritty of this.
Right.
A lot of these things have to do with how big a person's circle is. If you have somebody that is an individual that's extremely worldly and has a wide network of individuals, let's say, within their environment, their business environment, their world,
right,
they're going to have 10 friends.
Right. Okay. You know what?
I'm not saying that the friendship, I'm saying you don't have to talk to them every day.
Let me clear it up. When I'm saying she shouldn't have male friends, her male friends is that, no, you're not calling them. You're not calling them to say, hey, I got a problem with my man and I want your point of view on that. No, I don't want her to have none of that. No, that type. But she got male friends. Of course you got male friends. She probably got friends I don't know about. But let me make that clear. I'm talking about calling.
But also, listen, when I said that initially, it's not I'm saying every time you get in a problem, your woman calls a man. That's not what I'm saying, because your relationship you should have the type of relationship where communication is so clear that you rarely have to go to the outside. I said for perspective. For perspective.
Yeah, but perspective.
I didn't say
how do you get a perspective if without you don't get a perspective from the air? You get a perspective from a conversation.
Yeah, I'm not saying you don't. Not every single time is this person reaching out to someone.
If you're going through a deep situation, right, with your woman, but before she was your wife, and it's something real deep with you and her. Would it be all right for her to gain a perspective talking to another guy you don't even know about?
No, now you're talking about you don't know about.
I mean, a friend.
Yeah, but that friend could be someone that I know about as well.
No, but a friend. Remember,
you know what?
I'm saying it before you got married.
I wouldn't care, honestly.
Yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't care. You know what? Maybe when it comes to, listen, we're both entitled to, because they're going to be people that agree with both of us. Right? Yeah. When it comes to me, personally, I don't care. I really don't care. Because I don't look at that as a threat. Because my level of communication with my woman, if she wants to go outside the relationship, I'm kind of going to gather that already. I'm going to kind of know that already.
But it's not about that. It's not about
where's the threat?
It's not about her intentions, right? It's not about her intentions.
It's about his intentions?
Yes.
So you want to be in control of other men's intentions?
No, it's not about control. You don't want people to be put in certain situations. Now, like say like me and my woman having a problem, right?
You started off with a drink, right? So you said she's putting herself in a position by accepting a drink from somebody.
Right.
That's putting herself in a position.
Yes, that is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's
to
not.
me, it is.
No, it's not. They're not having a drink at 3 a.m. in his apartment.
No, we're talking about in a bar. What I'm saying is, what to me personally, because you know why I look at that because I won't do it. What I'm saying is that mentality.
See, how
much women we bucked up on that had men, and then a conversation from a drink to how much time that done happen.
Yeah, of course, but those guys weren't in real relationships with those women, man.
How do you know?
What you mean, how do I know?
How can you say?
Because she was too susceptible at that point.
All right, meaning vulnerable.
Right. So now the vulnerability is based on the relationship she has with that current person, not her vulnerability.
Did you hear this thing? This guy says, listen, your woman is only single to circumstance. Yeah,
but that's... I know what he's saying.
She's single to circumstance.
So we could go and talk about that movie. You remember the movie with Woody Harrelson and Demi Moore? Indecent Proposal?
Yeah.
Indecent Proposal. Okay. Yes. That can happen with some people.
To circumstance.
Yeah, but with some people.
Right.
But there's a lot of people that don't have a price tag, man. There's a lot of people that don't.
There are a lot of people who don't.
Look at what happened in the movie, because that's probably the odds of that happening is highly likely, right? When they accept that, yes, when they accept that money, the money, it almost was devil money. It destroyed that relationship, right? People hit the lotto. There's a show on. I was flipping through the channels a few months back. I had seen it before. The lottery ruined my life. That's the name of the show. Mm-hmm. People that hit the lottery. A man hit the lottery. He hit millions. His granddaughter committed suicide in his house. His grandson OD'd. You know, all of these things that came with that abundance of money like that, right? So I understand your point saying the person is as loyal as their options. That's really what the thing is. As loyal as their options. Yeah. So if she could upgrade you and get $10 million, let me tell you something.
Oh, no.
Let me tell you something.
What?
$10 million?
You sending your woman there?
I'm going to take the thing now, man. Take the thing now, man. I'm not that. Listen.
So hold on.
I'm not that.
So hold on.
I'm not selling my woman, but let me tell you something.
Hold on.
But that's to tell you.
Let's make this clear.
Yo, listen to me.
Wait. To me. So if there was a indecent proposal
for $10 million,
for $10 million,
baby, let's get that bread and let's get out of here.
Okay.
You know why? Because I'm not an insecure dude.
How you?
Yo, somebody was with her before you, bro.
Wait a minute. So what is it? I don't understand. It's about
if she wants to do that and she wants to get a $10 million, let's do it.
Okay, so let's do it. So what do you mean by? So you looking at being insecure?
Bro, let's not get into this because $10 million is changing people's lives.
Right. I'm sorry, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't send my woman there. That's not being insecure. That's not being insecure.
Yo, you think, okay, see, it's easy to say that now. You see what you're saying? It's easy to say that now.
Oh, but I bet you
it's easy to say that
you
now.
You probably want a contract where you guarantee money.
No, what you talking about?
But suppose she leave you right after that.
So be it then.
So
but I know that's not what's happening.
How do you see?
That's to tell you how secure I am.
Oh boy,
that's to tell you how secure I am. That's how secure I am. And it's not. See, the security doesn't come from only piping down because obviously,
right.
But it goes beyond that. Like sex used to be the thing that drived everything, right? Yo, she ain't leaving here because of sex. Sex don't keep things together. Love don't keep things together. Security, emotion, none of those factors keep things together by itself.
Right.
It's a combination of them all put together that makes the relationship.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When we was kids, when we were younger and we were kids, you having good sex, you could hold on to somebody. That ain't happening no more. Sex don't just pay the bills.
You're right.
Love don't just pay the bills. I've seen relationships where people were in love with each other and finances came in the way. Emotion came in the way. Certain things came in the way. So all of those things collectively in a soup, in a stew, is what keeps the relationship going and where trust builds and all of those things build. Communication being one. There'll be a time, man, and it's not too far off in the horizon where stuff stopped working, bro. Not for me personally, I'm good. But all them cats was taking Viagra young and didn't need to. What about when you need it, right? So I'm saying that because that's an element that everybody's going to be faced with at some point where sexually you may not be having sex with your mate no more. What's going to keep them there? To wipe your ass when you dying.
Yeah.
Right?
Facts. Have you ever used one of them pills before?
Nah, I never had to.
No, I didn't say you had to. I said, have you did it?
I did it once for fun.
Yeah, right.
But the wild thing is, when I did it, I didn't even have sex.
So you just whacked off?
No. I shot myself in the foot. I took the pill. I was drinking, took the pill, said something crazy, ruined my night, and I ain't get no sex. So I was walking around just hard.
Oh, for 12 hours. Oh, shit. Hey,
because we can shoot ourselves in the foot. That's another thing.
I took a pill. I took one of those one time.
Yeah, but
man.
I never was somebody that I didn't need it. So it was just vice. But the young guys, and I preach to the young guys because, like, I for years I was going different places throughout the world, and these young guys I'm with, they taking Viagra and all this. I'm like, young dudes, man.
Word?
Not needing it. And I used to tell these dudes, yo, y'all messing with all that stuff. And when y'all really need it, when y'all get older, it's not gonna work for you because your body's gonna be immune to it.
But like how? I mean, like if you saying it going away, you talking about like DR and stuff like.
Yeah.
But why do you need to run a marathon with these type of chicks? I can say sorry, these chicks the niggas is paying for. You know what I mean?
Because the thing is, it's an ego thing, bro. It's not just needing it. Dudes got egos, right? They wanna have sex nonstop. So they taking these pills and they're young. So I'm like, when y'all get older and y'all need for it to work, your body's gonna be immune to it.
Yeah, it's gonna go numb.
Right?
Yeah.
So anyway, I say that to say that when it comes to a relationship, there comes a time where, the other things in your relationship is supposed to be the glue. Other aspects of the relationship got to be the glue of it. Right? That's friendship. So camaraderie, love.
Are we still talking about the indecent proposal? You still talking about
that? So that has something to do with it because what I'm getting at is
will the woman respect the man after he did that?
It depends on the relationship. There's it's happened before.
No, I'm just asking.
Okay, so check this out. The reason why I'm going to say that is all right. There is a major difference by saying, okay, she's going to accept $10 million to have sex with a man. But there's guys that get past it for free. Their woman has an affair and they stay together, right? For no money. Is she not supposed to respect him after she had an affair? Because we could look at it like a disrespect. An affair, isn't an affair disrespect? right?
Of course.
All right, so if you accepting that disrespectful act for free, you ain't gonna accept it for $10 million?
It's just different than being a willing participant. Than actually
you was a willing
aware.
participant when you didn't show her the respect she deserved. You knew you could get horned, right? I'm not saying either here nor there. I was joking when I said I'm just sending her. I'm joking, but I'm not joking.
Yeah.
Only because it's not that I'm selling my wife, man. And like I said, we're speaking figuratively.
Yeah, it's a business opportunity.
And not only that, we're speaking figuratively, right?
Right.
Figuratively in the sense that who's posing you that question, right? Anyway. But see, this is where it gets a little hairy because when you put yourself in, when you have these type of conversations, you put yourself in this kind of situation, some people will take offense, right? How did he say that? He said he would do that and all of that. That also shows something in their relationship. Like, my woman's going to hear this. You think she's going to be pissed off? No. It's because of the nature of our relationship and the relationship we have. I'm allowed to speak my free mind. And the ramification, if there's ramifications, it'll be dealt with
but
communication-wise.
But it's on her to agree to it. One step is you saying, all right, go ahead, we gonna do the million, and then 10 million, and then and then the woman be like, nah, I ain't doing it. It's on the women too. So if any guilt that you feel, the women feel guilty too. Like, say if I post that to my woman, so it's a listen,
it's a slippery slope. But all of this, that was figurative. The meat and potatoes of this conversation was pretty much about trust. Trust is a major factor in a relationship, and once again, everybody has their perspective on it. What accepting that drink or not accepting that drink,
right?
But me personally, I think my level of trust is like, I'm going to allow you your free will. I'm not going to taint your free will by imposing my sanctions on what you should do. It should be up to you. I'm not doing that because I don't believe there should be a restriction that I put on you. You are of your own free will and free mind. And I have to have acceptance for that because I always say this, and when I first said this to people, they was like, oh, that's crazy. That shouldn't be the case. If your woman kills you or your man kills you, unfortunately, it's your fault.
Why, you should have knew better?
No, there's flags.
Nah, you don't.
Yes, there is. There's flags, Monty. Every relationship we've been in where a woman or a man has acted in a crazy manner, a possessive manner, they've shown us that before it happened,
Yeah.
And if not, we didn't do. And I'm not here to condemn people that were killed by their mates. That's not what I'm here to say. But in most of those cases, it was continued abuse. It wasn't just out of the blue. Somebody was acting in a certain way and it happened. Very rarely does it come, just somebody just wake up and say, okay, I'm just going to shoot this person. That's no. If that happens to us, we didn't interview properly. We didn't do the things necessary to weed out those type of individuals and brought them into our life. I'm here to say, in my past, I've dated women that were abusive to me. A chick broke my phone, tried to make me crash a car, all of this stuff. Now, some of those actions were prompted because of my actions. Don't get me wrong. However, there's still a limitation. You still have to take accountability for how far you take things when a relationship is toxic. Right? However, I didn't interview right. There's certain things that we need to do. When you see certain red flags, if we go past those red flags and they always shown to us, but we like, oh, we like the person. Or if early, for instance, you meet a girl years ago. I remember this happened to me years ago. Chick, I met her. She called me like 12 times in one day. Like 6 missed calls. Boom. And I just happened not to have my phone. So I was like, she called me 10 times. So I call her back like, what's up? I'm thinking something serious happened. She's like, nah, I ain't hear from you. I was trying to reach you. If you call me 12 times and I look past that, I'm supposed to be upset at myself.
Right.
2 months from now
you know
when you bug out.
You know what happened to me one time. One time is that I just early o'clock talking to this chick. Nothing happened. Then one day she just pop up at my crib. I'm like, yo, what you doing here? So, oh, I can't just come see you when I want to see you. I'm like, all right. I was like, that definitely was a sign. And you know what another sign is? Where they live.
You back with the shit.
Where they live is a sign.
Viewers, parental discretion is advised at this time with this guy and this crazy stuff.
Listen, it's where they live, man. It's the quality of life.
Dude,
the quality of life, man. Anything past
maybe
Eastern,
their household.
Anything past Eastern Parkway?
That was his thing. Anything past Eastern Parkway, she's no good.
No way.
And the funny thing is, for a little while, he was right. I was like, this is such a ridiculous thing. I can't sign on to this.
Which for years it was right.
Yeah, man. But now what you were saying was, I think what you were saying in essence, I understood what you were saying then, but it wasn't the geographics. It was more of the challenges that go with people that are impoverished or that need, right? And most of the time, unfortunately, those people are deprived of certain things, man. One being fathers in the household, certain things that they were deprived of, and it happens, you know. But geographically, I don't think so.
I was younger though. I was in my 20s.
He was young. He was very young. But I used to tell you, yo, it's not geographics, man. It's more like what they're surrounded by in their household. It has something to do with economics, you know. Yeah. People going through struggles is a different kind of thing. It's a different kind of animal.
Definitely, it's a different kind of animal, man.
But I mean, this topic is a good one to have on another podcast, to have female panel members to discuss male-female relationships, platonic relationships, and what's the benefit of it.
Right.
Or the detriment, the benefit versus the detriment. We all know what the detriment is, but in most cases, it doesn't have to be that way.
Yeah, because
it's an empowering situation.
But your philosophy, the way you're looking at it, which I do understand. You be like, yo, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen no matter what it is. But then I look at it like this. If you know better, you do better. Because, anything can happen. We know this. But then there's also about, that's why they build cars a certain way. They build planes a certain way. Things can happen, but you fortify it so things won't happen. That's how I look at life. You look at certain things, it's like, all right.
You can't fortify
you gotta fortify
your mate, bro.
Shit.
It's too much. That's what I was saying. That's what I was bringing up. I'm saying, just like with you, we don't own someone's sexuality.
No, we don't.
What I mean by that is, even if there's not a problem in a relationship, right? We've seen, one of my guilty pleasures years ago was reading them crazy romance novels and stuff. That one was this, right?
Read no romance novels.
Yeah, like crazy novels from Zane and these dudes.
You was reading novels.
No, it's funny because I read this book, Between Lovers.
You was reading books.
Yeah, I always read books. I read all kind of books, bro.
When?
All kind of books. What do you mean? You think I'm mute?
When?
You know what's a good book for you? 4 Agreements.
When you wrote?
I always read books, bro. I always read books. Why you think I'm still well versed? You hear the way I speak?
YouTube.
It doesn't sound like I read books.
YouTube
so
University.
One of my guilty pleasures was one of those, them saucy novels. I used to read them. A guilty pleasure was when I was working with these girls some years back. I grabbed one of their books. She was like, yo, you got to read this excerpt. So I read the excerpt from the book, and I'm like, yo, this book is crazy. I picked up the book. I used to read it when I was riding the subway years ago.
Right.
Between Two Lovers. This dude, he kept on trying to open his relationship. He wanted his woman to allow him the opportunity to have a threesome. So he kept opening it up. She agreed.
What do you mean by opening it up? By presenting it to her?
Yeah. So she agreed to it. She was like, yeah, let's do it. So he met he met a chick.
Right.
And they got cool. They had the threesome. She took his woman.
You see?
But I'm saying that.
So you're saying it's like
But see,
If
but that's
he
a
would've
little bit
fortified
different.
it, he wouldn't have
No.
happened.
He didn't want it to be fortified, right? But he also didn't do any. He didn't have a grip. Instead of him getting to understand if his woman ever was interested in women before, he believed that he was in control of the situation. He never even had a discussion, really, with her. Right. This was about him. It wasn't about her. Right? So the tables turned on him. I just brought that up to say, in certain circumstances, he may have thought he was in control, but he wasn't. Right?
So yeah, man, we had a interesting conversation here, man. It definitely got to be a part 2, man. I want you to be a frequent flyer, man.
I'll come here and blow it up.
Yeah, because we be having to think about it. There's a lot of discussions we do have off camera. We have a lot when we do speak. Yeah. We don't speak as often as we should, but when we do have time, we talk.
We have the thing is, we have a colorful history.
Yeah, man.
We have a lot of content just between him and I.
Oh my goodness.
We can't go into the stories because they'll be it's terrible.
Man, we want to talk about one. We can talk about one. We talk about Q Club. Oh shoot.
We got a lot of. We
got history, man. We got history, man. But yeah, man. So you listen. I hope you be a frequent flyer, man. And maybe hey, if y'all like what he's saying, we could do a segment a month. Just talking about different current events. Talking about he would tell you the story when he went to the Diddy party. He didn't really. They
ain't let me in.
He signed the NDA. So we're gonna get that story out of him. But yeah, I'm just joking. But yeah, man. So so usually we give our parting words, man. Our parting words. Well, my parting words is time waits for nobody, man, and we gotta actually prepare for the future, and and mentally, and physically, and you gotta really take heed to your health, man. We spoke about the losing, how this year alone was very, very, very devastating, and we need to be mindful, man. Now, if it's not for you, do it for your family, man. People around you love you. Maybe you can't see it. You can't see it, but trust me, man. The people do love you, and they say if you knew better, you do better, man. So people, be mindful, man. Go see the doctor.
Absolutely.
And hey, colonoscopy. You don't got to be up to get one now.
Yeah, somebody might have to be up for some people to get one.
Oh, shoot. I don't know. Oh, my goodness. That was disgusting. I just caught it. I heard what you said. But, yeah, so your closing statement, bro.
Just to piggyback on that, man. Just mind, body, and soul is one, right? So your mind got to be in the right place. You got to make sure you take care of your body, and in turn, your soul will be intact. So with that being said, mind, body, and soul, keep that in mind.
Yes.
Peace and blessings for the new year.
Yes, man. It's the Your Opinion Doesn't Matter podcast, man, and we are outie. Peace.